Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, Ken, you made it in. Hi, Roseanne. Hi, Camille. Hi, Sarah. Hi, everybody. It's okay if your camera's not on. Sometimes it makes me nervous anyway. I don't know why I was nervous before jumping on this call since I know all of you. But we are going to let some people kind of file in. We are recording this for people to use in the future, but I'm going to start in about a minute or two. But if you have any questions specifically about the challenge or just anything, please drop them in the chat. And if anyone has been here with me for a while and can answer it too, feel free to jump in. But this is really just to get everybody on the same page so that you can attack this challenge relentlessly. So we're going to give it a couple minutes here. And then Stephanie, mom, if you want to mute yourself or unmute yourself whenever you can, that would be great, just in case your dog starts barking. And
going on? Good to meet you.
hi, nice to meet you too. I was gonna say, if your camera's on, I have to see you take at least 3 sips of water during this call. So good. Yeah, nice to meet you too, Ken. Remind me how you got brought in to the app. Are you physically at F45 in
I'm
Boston?
one of the F45 crew. Yep.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
it's funny because I'm helping people, all across the country. And so a lot of people were like, wait, is it Pacific time or so
Yeah.
at least you're in the same time zone as me.
Yeah. I'm one of the 5 a.m. Folks up here in Bothell.
Yeah, awesome. And I'm definitely gonna have to make a trip up there for
You
those of you
should.
listening, but I have a lot of people up in Seattle, and that is reason enough for a trip, that's for sure.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Hey, Tiffany, glad you're in. Cool. All right. Well, since this is on a recording, people can catch up when they jump on or they can catch the recording. But hello, everybody. My name is Coach Jess. I am your fitness and nutrition coach. I have my master's degree in exercise physiology. And the purpose of this call is to really give you guys the full game plan for the 8-week challenge so that you can feel confident any day of it, because there's going to be hard days. There's going to be days you don't want to do it. There's going to be really easy days, but on any given day, you should feel so confident in what you're doing and that it's going to work that you execute regardless. And so I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about me. Most of you know about me. I don't want to waste time talking about me, but I do want y'all to get a little background and just about my mission. So as I was saying, I have a master's degree in exercise physiology, bachelor's in kinesiology. I've been in the fitness industry for about 11 years. I've been everywhere from cardiac rehab to physical therapy, group fitness, personal training. I actually used to work with Roseanne here at the YMCA. But I have recently landed at F45 for the last 5 years. I have been a studio manager and head trainer at about 8 studios on the West Coast, and I'm currently remotely managing 4 studios in California. But what was happening for me with F45 was people were killing themselves in the gym, but they weren't seeing the results that they wanted. And it was breaking my heart, especially for women and moms, and even men too, where there's this expectation of us to look and feel and perform a certain way, both in the household, at work, at the gym. And it just wasn't happening for people because they didn't have 2 things. They didn't have a nutrition plan and they didn't have accountability. And so I was able to do this by opening my own online coaching business. And now I'm able to help more people than just the ones in my studio, but all across the country, like I said. And nutrition can be the hardest thing, but it doesn't have to be. And really, my big mission is if I can help people with their health and fitness, they are going to show up better at work and more confidently at work. And that's going to change everything on a societal level. They're going to show up sexy and secure in their marriage or their relationship. And they're also going to show up energetic and reliable for their families and their kids. And so we're changing things at a generational level and we're changing things at a societal level. And it's just going to keep growing. The more that you all lead by example with this game plan and share with people what you're doing, everybody's watching, everybody's listening. And if you're on this call or listening to this call, you are a leader, whether you think you know what you're doing or you're not, and I'm going to tell you what to do right now. So as we head into the 8-week challenge, my online coaching exists 24/7, 365, but the 8-week challenge is a way for everybody to get bought in on the game plan that you're going to run whether we're in a challenge or not. Some people need that I'm all in moment, and I don't coach on an all in, all out game plan, because then we say, well, I just want to live my life, and then they're all out. This is about sustainability and flexibility, because this game plan truly works if you do it consistently. And so that's what the 8-week challenge is about, is this extraordinary consistency, and now making the game plan that I'll be sharing with you a non-negotiable for these 8 weeks, and it will become a part of your lifestyle. Now, I was thinking about where I was going to go next with this call, and I'm actually going to talk about what you can potentially win in this challenge so that you stay listening on the how you win. So what you can win, there are 2 ways to win. So the first is with First Form. First Form is the app. It is the vehicle by which I do my coaching. And the reason why I have connected my coaching business with First Form is because they are more than just supplements. They are more than just a nutrition tracker. They are about personal development and mindset. And you will see that time and time again, either through my messaging or through the live stream calls that you can do. So First Form is going to give $25,000 to the biggest transformation. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but someone on Team Jess Lee did make it to like the finals for that. So there is a way for you to do it. Real people do it. And so you'll get $25,000 for biggest transformations, physical transformation in your photos. And so this is why it's very important for your day 1 photos to be good lighting, blank backdrop, really looking good there, to show what you're going to earn in the next 8 weeks. Then they're going to do a lifestyle transformation. So this is going to be someone who's been in the app for longer than the 8-week challenge. So if you're in, as of early last week, you can be in for the lifestyle award. These are people who have really gotten their final result, and that's going to be $25,000 as well. And the third way to win with First Form is through a partner win. So you can actually add an accountability partner. I have a couple spouses in there, got best friends in there, where you can add an accountability partner. And if the 2 of you get the biggest transformation on the team division, you'll split $25,000. And I'm sorry, you guys, I'm already spoken for with my accountability partner. So that's what First Form is awarding. Now, I do my own winners with Team Jess Lee. And so for this round of the challenge, I'm going to take my biggest transformation. So that's going to be in photos and weight loss. My biggest transformation is going to get a $250 gift card to First Form, a month of free coaching at my highest tier with me, and some personal gifts I'll send in the mail. My next winner is going to be a Jess Lee lifestyle winner. This is going to be someone who is just living by the values of Jess Lee Fitness, participating in the Facebook group, very consistent with their calories, their protein, their water, their movement, bringing people into the app, bringing people into the Facebook group, just living by the mission that I discussed at the beginning of the call. They're going to win a $115 gift card and a big goodie basket mailed from me. I have a third way to win, and it's a secret. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you how to win or what you're going to win, but you will find out towards the end. And that's just reason enough to work as hard as you possibly can, just in case that prize is massive. So what you can expect from me as your coach as we head into this challenge, and really all the time, but I do have some fun new things that this challenge is going to have. You're going to get daily announcements from me in the app every morning between 6 and 8 a.m. Sometimes life gets away from me, but you will get an announcement every single day. These announcements will have housekeeping tasks in them. With my free group coaching in the app, we will do weekly check-ins, but those housekeeping tasks are really a way to keep you accountable and keep you running the play and on point. You'll get the weekly check-ins from me. You'll submit a weekly assessment once a week, and we'll get into that with what I expect of you. But with those weekly assessments, I will get back to you by Wednesday evening on that. And this is where we really dive in. After this initial call or our first onboarding call together, that's where the coaching happens. That's where we systemize what's working and kick to the curb what's not working, is through those weekly assessments that you'll submit. The fun things that this challenge is going to bring is we are going to do a weekly team workout. We are going to do a 30-minute Zoom workout together as a team every single week. I'm going to send out a survey to find the best time to do it, and then obviously send out the recording, but that's challenge specific for the next 8 weeks. And I kick butt. just so you know. We are also going to do a bi-weekly team call where we all get together as a team and just talk about what's going well, see how things are going, problem solve, and we can drink mocktails or cocktails or whatever you want. And then the last thing is that the Facebook group is really going to start to become a community. And I promise that to you, that the Facebook group is a space where this isn't just like my website. This isn't just me educating you guys in the Facebook group. This is a place to ask questions and share things and show up. If you're a part of a mom's group on Facebook, same thing. Be a part of it and engage. And know that that is a part of my lifestyle winner standard. What I expect from you. Track your nutrition and your workouts. If you are in the app, you're tracking your nutrition every day and you're tracking your workouts every day, or any added things you do like a walk or a hike. You're going to send in weekly assessments. I will let you know in the housekeeping tasks of the announcements when those are available to submit, but they are open on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and you will submit those once a week with new photos and a new weigh-in. So those come in every week. Complete the housekeeping items. I will never waste your time. So watching the video on the announcement and reading the announcement and doing the housekeeping tasks, I promise you will get something out of it. And if you're not, tell me and I will switch it up. And that goes to my next piece is ask questions. I can't help you if I don't know what's going on. That's the piece with the weekly assessments. But if something else is going on, message me. I will be in the app between 4 and 6 a.m. and between 8 and 9:30 p.m. So that's where I'll be able to answer messages in the app every day. If you need to get a hold of me sooner at other times, Instagram me if you have Instagram. You will know where I am at all times on this planet if you follow me on Instagram. I don't hide anything. So, engaging in the Facebook community. And then the last piece of what I expect from you is to follow the game plan relentlessly. And that's my beautiful segue that I planned to talk about the game plan. What the heck are you supposed to do to get results? I promise you guys that this game plan not only works, but it's sustainable. The weight you lose with me does not come back because we do it in a way that trains your metabolism to handle food as fuel. And it really just calibrates your whole body to function properly. The game plan is simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. And it's called the Big Four: calories, protein, water, and movement. Some of you listening already know this. You've heard this. Maybe you heard it this morning. Tiffany, you're going to hear it tonight. But we are running the Big Four relentlessly. The first thing is calories. I'm going to speak as if everybody is trying to lose body fat. If you're watching this and trying to build muscle, I can help you and apply this in a similar way. Just reach out to me. But we're going to stick with fat loss for now. If you eat more calories than you burn, you are going to gain weight. If you don't know how many calories you're eating day in and day out, you are probably going to struggle to lose weight. Here's the thing. People are going to chronically undereat and not realize it because they're not tracking. And then the one time they go out to eat, they store that extra food immediately. A lot of people are chronically overeating. That speaks for itself. We know that they're storing all those extra calories. But what typically happens when we're not tracking our food regularly is one day we're eating 1,700 calories, and then the next day we go out to eat and have 2,400 calories. One day we skipped breakfast and had 1,400, and then the next night we ate a whole thing of Ben & Jerry's like my boyfriend last night and had 2,500 calories. Ken's great. He smiles when I make jokes. So this is why if you don't measure it, you can't manage it. And so what we do in the app as my coaching with macro tracking is I want to calibrate your metabolism. I want to show your metabolism what a consistent number of calories is so that your body's like, oh, I know what to do with this. This is fuel. I get the same amount every day. I know what to do with this. And what's great is that you're going to get a consistent number of calories because you're tracking it. And you can trust that that number of calories is a calorie deficit. We are burning way more calories than we realize on a given day. You are burning 10 times your body weight in calories at rest. Like if all of your screens froze, but like in real life you froze, you would burn 10 times your body weight in calories. Then you add on me talking with my hands, me working out, me walking. That's an extra 600 to 1,000 calories, depending on how much you weigh. And so you can trust that the number in the app is in fact a calorie deficit and to follow that to the T. And what's so great about you submitting weekly assessments is that we can keep tabs on if you're hungry, if you're cranky, if you're not sleeping well. And I will take the authority and liberty of making adjustments to either your macro ratios, your carbs, fats, protein, or changing your calories in general. Maybe you're getting stagnant, maybe we're feeling stuck. I will be with you on that. And I've had practice with hundreds of people successfully on playing with calories, but that's not the only option. So for the first 2 weeks of the challenge, I just need you to track your calories honestly, accurately, and consistently. And yes, that does mean weighing your food. And if you are scared to weigh your food, you can watch my story this morning on Instagram of how important that is, and I'll help you and walk you through it. So Ken just asked in the chat, 3 consistent meals a day for our metabolism. How many meals a day should we be having? When it comes to protein, and that's what we're going to talk about next, you should be having protein every 4 to 6 hours. And so keep that in mind. As far as how many meals you have, as long as you are hitting your calorie goal, it doesn't matter to me. You are, again, this is a lifestyle. So you're intuitively listening to your hunger cues. But if you're hungry all day, every day, yeah, we're going to talk about where are you getting your carbs from? How is your meal timing? But as long as you're hitting your calories, it's fine. I have someone on Ramadan who eats once a day and she's losing weight appropriately and properly and getting enough calories from that. So thanks for asking that. So we're going to head into protein. If you are eating in a calorie deficit, you will without a doubt lose weight. However, you aren't going to look the way you want to look when the scale moves, and it's going to get harder and harder to lose weight because what you're actually losing is muscle. Your body doesn't want muscle. Muscle is expensive. It is so energetic and so hard to maintain on its own. And so when you're in a calorie deficit, that's what your body's going to choose to get rid of. And your muscle is your main driver of metabolism. And so we want to maintain our muscle as best we can. When we're exercising, you guys, we are breaking our muscle down. So we're not doing ourselves any favors by being in a calorie deficit and breaking our muscle down. Well, when we're doing our body a favor is by feeding it protein so we can build the muscle and maintain the muscle. If you're in a calorie deficit, it is very hard to put on muscle. But what will happen if you are doing the right type of training is the fat will melt around the muscle. And if you are doing resistance training, specifically hypertrophy training in that 8 to 12 rep range, your muscle will tone up and pop up. And for you F45ers listening, the regular 35-second, that's like the standard time you'll see on a strength day, that's about 8 reps. If you are finding at F45 that you want to lift heavier, you're not getting enough heavy weight in, just ignore the clock, grab a heavy weight and focus on control. But we want to get enough protein in, plain and simple. I've heard the phrase skinny fat before. I've heard people struggling to lose weight. It's all about protein. You want 1 gram per pound of your goal body weight in protein. That's going to stay the same. It is very hard to get enough protein from food alone, but I will tell you that getting 3 to 5 ounces of meat every time you eat meat is a great way to do it. 0 fat Greek yogurt, bone broth, edamame, lentils, quinoa, they all add up and they all add together. However, I personally rely on supplementation. I rely on supplementation because I have found a product that I truly feel good about. I don't get bubbly guts from this protein. I don't get bloated from this protein. And I can actually have as much of it a day as I need to hit my protein goal because of the quality of that. And so if you guys are looking for a protein to lean on or a fun new protein to try, I highly recommend Level 1. I will send the links out to any of the supplements I talk about in the post-call email with the recording. But Level 1 is a classic sustained assimilation protein, and you can add in a little bit of collagen with that, and suddenly you just put 2 scoops of something into water, didn't even notice, and suddenly you have 40 grams of protein. There's also other ways to get protein through bars, meat sticks, and I'll send you all my recommendations. But at all costs, we are hitting our protein every day and we are hitting our calories every day. The game plan with me, I don't really care where your carbs and fats land, as long as you hit your calories and protein. Because here's the thing, if I have salmon and peanut butter on the same day, I promise you my fat calories are going to be over. I promise. So if you're sensing that you're getting a lot of fat grams from your protein, it's just because you're eating higher fat meats, or maybe your yogurt isn't 0 fat. And so we always want to err on the side of low fat protein. And again, why supplementation is a great option. But again, these kinds of things we can all talk about, and I can see all of your meals. I can see everything you do. Trust me, I got eyes on you guys. So just problem solve with me and message me. Calories and protein. We've covered it. We've got it. We feel confident about it. It's about doing it consistently every day. My biggest suggestion for every single one of you is to pre-track. Fong, nod your head because you've been doing it. Pre-track your, thank you, pre-track your food. You can wake up on any given day and just go about your day. And at the end of it, you've hit your calories and protein because you planned ahead. So pop into tomorrow's food log, everybody, and plan out what you're going to have and start to problem solve and start to learn where these macros are coming from so you can make those adjustments. If you're over on your fat grams, maybe you didn't realize that you had bacon, eggs, steak, and peanut butter all in the same day. It happens. But that's my biggest suggestion to you. And if you are going out to eat, which is something we'll talk about towards the end, look up the menu ahead of time, type it in. So next thing we're going to talk about is movement. Movement is my favorite thing to talk about because people rely so heavily on exercise. When we think of losing weight, we think cardio, and that's not actually the case. Now that everyone on Team Jess Lee is going to be eating the same number of calories as determined by their app, you are also going to want to be burning the same number of calories. A lot of apps will let you eat more food if you work out more. And that give and take and that reward system is not sustainable, and your body does not appreciate it. And so I would rather us function on I'm going to fuel my body with the same amount of fuel every day, and I'm going to move my body the same amount every day. Now, I'm not telling you to exercise every day. What I'm actually telling you is to be cognizant of your step count and getting the same steps every day. Because if on your rest days from the gym, you don't move at all, you suddenly aren't in a calorie deficit, and it's going to throw off the momentum that you're building and set you back. So for the 8-week challenge, I highly recommend exercising 3 to 5 days a week, specifically resistance training. If you're new to exercise, do anything that you will do consistently until you build that discipline and then switch to resistance training. I also recommend walking every single day. I'm sorry, Seattle, bring an umbrella. It's raining in California too. The extra walk can help you lose up to an extra pound a week because you are burning significantly more calories each day, 200 to 300 more calories each day. And so for Team Jess Lee in the challenge, I would love to see 3 to 5 days a week of exercise and 7 days a week of a 30 to a 45-minute walk, even if you break it up. Okay. This is how we are going to sustainably lose that weight, by burning a good amount and eating a good amount. The last piece we're going to talk about is water. Water is simple, but I'm going to throw a little mindset message at you. Some of you may have heard this before. Water is easy to do, and water is easy not to do. This is hugely reflective of the kind of person you are. How you do one thing is how you do all things. And if you know that water is good for you and it's easy to do and you're choosing not to do it, it's safe to say that in other areas of your life, you may not be performing to your highest ability because of a similar discipline or mindset issue. If you feel like I'm calling you out, that's not my fault. It's your fault. So when we think about the kind of employee we want to be, the kind of parent we want to be, the kind of spouse we want to be, doing things that we know we need to do and we know we should do, regardless if it feels inconvenient or whatever the case may be, just drink your damn water. Thanks, Ken. Everybody take a sip. So that is your game plan: calories, protein, water, movement. Something that I do want to touch on is how to maximize this. So the added walk is an example of this, but specifically through supplementation, we talked about protein, we talked about collagen, and being able to enhance getting your protein in. The other piece I want to touch on is gut health. Bloating is not normal. Feeling gross after eating a meal is not normal. But we live in a country where fermented food and tropical fruit is not common. And the probiotics from fermented food and the digestive enzymes from tropical fruit are literally what give our gut life so that we can break down, digest, and absorb our nutrients. And so even if you feel like you're not having symptoms of poor gut health, if you're not actively feeding your gut these things every day, you'd be surprised how much better you'll feel. You don't know that you're only operating at 40%. And so we are supposed to get 2 to 3 servings a day of fermented food, Greek yogurt, kimchi, kombucha, sauerkraut, and 2 to 3 servings a day of tropical fruit, papaya, pineapple, mango. I tried that. It's expensive and I can't do it every day. So here's what I do. I use Opti-Greens 50 from First Form. Most greens powders are just going to be superfoods. Opti-Greens 50 is huge list of probiotics and a huge list of digestive enzymes and superfoods. It also has a glycemic balance blend that'll balance your blood sugar so that you don't have cravings at night. And it is the reason my stomach's flat, hands down, hands in the air. It's the reason my stomach's flat, seriously. And I feel great and I feel good. So I would be doing you guys a disservice by not recommending that to you. And again, I'll link it in the post recording email. Another piece that we're going to talk about is getting enough omega-3s. It's something that we really overlook, but it's shocking how much it can change your fat loss, because we get a lot of omega-6 fat from our fat, but we don't get enough omega-3. We really only get omega-3s from fatty fish, and we need 3 to 5 servings a week of fatty fish to get the right amount. When we have too much 6 and not enough 3, it actually causes inflammation. This is stubborn belly fat. This is a big reflection of this. Our joints, our brain, our hormones are really driven by healthy fat. And so when we're not getting these fatty fish that smell up your office at work and you don't want to bring it, we run the risk of inflammation. And when our body is busy putting out the inflammation fire, it can't focus on burning fat. So all I'm asking you to do is eat more fatty fish or get a fish oil. I use First Form's fish oil because it's efficaciously dosed with the right amount of EPA and DHA, where you only have to take it once a day. And for most people, it doesn't give you fish burps if your gut health is in a good spot. Last thing we're going to talk about to maximize your results is micronutrients. We are supposed to get 5 to 7 servings a day, which is of a variety of fruits and vegetables. I don't think that happens for a lot of people. And if you do it on a given day, does it happen every day? And so this is where a multivitamin comes into play. And it seems light and it seems not super important, but micronutrients from fruits and vegetables are what help us utilize our macronutrients. So if you are feeling low in energy, it's because your body isn't utilizing your fuel. And so we need to get those micronutrients in. Most multivitamins are a hard pressed pill. We don't digest or absorb them. So I want you guys to consider getting a capsulated form. I use First Form's Microfactor. It is a micronutrient pack. It's a daily pack of everything you could ever want for foundational health, including a multivitamin, or you can just opt for their multivitamin. When it comes to gut health, omega-3s, micronutrients, if you feel like you have been kicking butt following the game plan and nothing's changing, that's because you have been building up the walls and the roof of your house and your foundation is trash. So don't say I didn't warn you, and I will keep reminding you of it if those gaps are not filled either through whole foods or through supplementation. So the last piece that I want to talk about is post-workout nutrition. Post-workout nutrition is a way to incredibly maximize your muscle maintenance, growth, and your fat loss. Because again, when you're in the gym, you are breaking your muscle down. And so your muscle is going to keep breaking down and keep catabolizing until you eat something. So this means that you leave the gym, you drive home, you make food, you have to wait to digest the food. That's 1 to 2 hours where your muscle's still breaking down, rather than having a post-workout nutrition plan in place that optimizes this muscle gain and you get up to 14 more